Hi everybody, Maureen Inglesby here. As many of you may know, I am the liaison between Keller Williams Media, Keller Williams Real Estate Media, and the Tri-County Suburban Realtors. So there's somebody picked from each company to get the word out to the group in the office. So that's why I'm doing these videos for you now. We all get weekly emails from SRA, Suburban Realtors Alliance, and from Tri-County once a week with loads of information, and sometimes they don't get read because we're too busy, or sometimes we star them for a later date and we never get back to it. So I've picked out some announcements that can help you personally as a realtor, or that you may want to share with your buyers and sellers to show them that you are the most knowledgeable person about local information that they'll ever meet. And these are things that affect them. So when you go on your listing appointments, or while the house is on the market, or while your buyers are waiting to go to settlement, or even after the sale is a touch point, if you know a little bit more than the average realtor, they're going to remember you a lot more. I can guarantee that. You'll be among the few that use this information, which will set you apart. And after all, that's what we really want. That's what people ask us when sellers say, well, why should I hire you instead of somebody else? This is the reason, that you're very, very knowledgeable, and the information comes right from your local association. You can use the fact that you keep up to date with the news every week, and that you're on top of it, and that's where they want to be. So this video does not replace you actually trying to go through that information when it comes to you, but please pledge that you will do so in the future. But hopefully these little snippets here will inspire you to get back and read the full reports. All right, so first of all, this information is from December, January, and February, the first couple weeks of February. So I'll try to get through this quickly. C2EX. You may have seen that. It's called the Commitment to Excellence. And it's something that you can get from NAR. It's not a designation. It's an endorsement when servicing your clients. It's to evaluate, enhance, and showcase you at the highest level of professionalism. Not everybody's going to have this enhancement. So there's 10 competencies. You can go through this on your own. You may be able to test out of some of them if you already have the proficiency that competency is talking about. But imagine what you could do to tell your clients that you have the C2EX. I'm telling you right now, not a lot of realtors are going to do it. All right, some environmental things. East Lansdowne now requires a lead test for all resales and rentals. 1 in 3 homes in East Lansdowne tested with elevated levels. So this is for homes built before 1978, for child care facilities, for abandoned and condemned properties, and for rentals. Rentals have to renew every year. You need a lead-safe, lead-free certificate. Another environmental thing is radon has been found in 39% of Pennsylvania homes. Radon ranks right up there with cigarette smoking as a leading cause of cancer. So when those buyers are trying to decide whether to do a radon test or not, tell them what you know. Give them the booklet. Make sure that they understand. Chester County took out a $6 million loan to improve area water infrastructure. And that's to replace a whole bunch of lead and galvanized lines and 18,000 feet of new lines being put in. Also in Chester County, PECO has invested $4.8 million to enhance the local electric infrastructure in Westchester and in West Goshen. Chester County has introduced a voluntary assessment. This is something you need to absolutely know. There's a voluntary assessment form that will be mailed to every new homeowner. And I'm sorry, not everyone. Some will get it. Some will get this, some will not. But SRA, the Suburban Realtors Alliance, reached out to them and said, hey, what gives here? And they said, you know what, we're trying to get accurate information. If the new owner wants to do it, fine. If they don't, we can't make them. And a little interesting fact, Pennsylvania lost 40,000 residents in 2022, which is a 0.3% decrease from the year before. The new Code of Ethics is just out, hot off the presses, and they've made some changes. You might want to make a copy for yourself and put it in your office somewhere to refer to it when you need to. Instead of handicapped, they call it disability. Right now, the seller, not the listing broker, establishes the terms related to marketing and sale of property and a whole bunch of other things. Tri-County took first place for for the highest per capita in the extra large association category for RPAC donations, Realtor Political Action Committee. Their goal was to raise $138,525. They raised $313,265. So they very much exceeded their goal. It's going to be tough for them next year, but people are finally realizing how important RPAC is. Actually, Dominic just last week did an overview on one of his recent Zooms about the benefits of RPAC. So check that out. Also remember that Tri-County has a tech helpline. That's always helpful when you need it. And if anybody does business in Eddystone, as of the 1st of February, they have new ordinances out now regarding trash dumpsters, private sewer laterals, abandoned vehicles, and sprinklers for rental properties, and more. Always check, this is a little aside, always check with Suburban Realtors Alliance when you're going on a listing, because they should have the latest and greatest use and occupancy things that the township or the boroughs are calling for. However, they're not the only sorts. You should always check with the township as well, or the borough. I ran into a situation just recently where I looked at SRES and I looked at the township and borough, and they were two different things. And the one with the Suburban Realtors Alliance had way more stuff that Lansdowne was looking at than Lansdowne actually had on their website. So be sure you go to both areas. Delaware County Community College used to have a center in Exton and Downingtown. The Exton group has now moved to Downingtown, in case anybody needs to know that. Ellis Preserve, those people in Newtown Square, or selling houses or listings in Newtown Square. Ellis Preserve has been 20 years in the making. The final phase for mixed-use property is just getting underway right now, and they're building a 5-story, 106,000 square foot office building. It's due to be done in the summer of 2024. In that building is a build-to-suit single-tenant building, and includes 140-room Marriott AC hotel, 75,000 square feet, restaurants, entertainment venues, an 18,000 square foot wedding venue, and 200 apartments. So make sure your clients know all that. Upper Darby Township, you may or may not have heard that Mayor Barbara Heffer is now in rehab after a DUI. And Lansdowne is always like a little Peyton place. Brian Burke is the council president, and he announced himself in charge now that she's in rehab. But that's being disputed because Mayor Heffer is still available to be contacted every day. So stay tuned for ongoing information on that. Upper Darby Township used to have a library in their basement, the township building, the municipal building. And when that library moved over across the tracks to Bywood Avenue many, many years ago. For 10 years, it's been completely vacant. So they have now made that a customer service area where you can go make your tax payments, apply for permits, and you have a customer representative right there for you. Last but not least, this is so exciting, the landmark case in Pennsylvania. A judge just recently, just a few days ago, deemed Pennsylvania schools' funding system is unconstitutional after almost 9 years of fighting about it. It's an historic decision filed in 2014, and it'll transform the way the state funds go into public education. William Penn School District was one of the leaders of this initiative, and I'm proud to say one of my past clients is among the spearheading group, and she's been amazing, as has her group. They've never given up. There are huge deficiencies that the judge found between the low and the high wealth districts, where a district like William Penn is not getting near the amount of money that, let's say, Radnor would get. So this is going to change the way things go as far as how much money the school districts get. And speaking of Lansdowne, William Penn School District broke ground just recently for a $14.6 million sports complex attached to the school. $7 million is coming from that grant that went out to Pennsylvania Redevelopment Assistant Program. And there's a new turf field coming, there's a track, there's bleachers and concession stands. There's two major things to tell your clients if they're considering Lansdowne. If they're saying, oh, I don't like, we don't have, they don't have, whatever, you can say, but it's coming. And even if they are not, or even if they are considering Lansdowne, this is a great big thing for them. So those are the things that I thought were most interesting for you to pass on. I hope you appreciate it, and I hope you get back there and read those things as they come in. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go Eagles. Bye-bye.